Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante. The Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici just switched the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on the Defo Show.
All right, pleasant good morning, everybody. Pleasant reminder there of another failed wager. And betting on your friends usually doesn't turn out favorably. I don't know, Louie, if you've had that experience. I was just with the Mighty Melendez, my good friend from California, in this Vegas reunion tour that I was on last week. And I was reminded of the time that we got every dollar that we could find possibly together. I mean, we were convinced that my man Alberto Davila, Tweety Davila, would win the WBC Bantamweight Championship over the venerable and very tough veteran Lupe Pintor, who had a tendency to cut very early in fights. And I thought that Albert was a better fighter. We're getting 6-5 odds on Albert Davila. I can't remember exactly what the amount of money was, but it was substantial for the times. And we went out there, and it looked like Albert had him knocked out in the third round. He staggers the guy. But back in those days, Lubie, 15-round fights, Lubie. And what do these Mexican fighters have that other fighters don't possess in the same capacity? Unwavering stamina. I mean, just relentless stamina.
Yep.
So the late rounds all went to Pintor as Albert faded a little bit after about the 12th. If it had been a 12-round fight, we win the money. We lose everything. And I was reminded of that. And, of course, I was convinced, because this guy was a close friend of mine, that he was going to win. And the same thing, Luca Panici. There was one time I salvaged a little bit of financial dignity with Luca Panici. Remember Eddie and Vito, of course. Speaking of the Polyman. And there was a situation where Eddie thought perhaps the money that he had put up for a certain venture was not necessarily being acted upon with the kind of enthusiasm we'd expressed when we told him that, don't worry about a thing, man. Your money is safe with us. And the only thing that saved me from what I think would have been a very tragic situation was I gave Eddie a Luca Panici special that he had told us. He tipped us on saying, hey, I'm on this bomb today, but I think he has a chance. And the horse won and paid $80-something.
Oh, my God.
I think Eddie might have had a pretty substantial piece of change on that horse. Had he lost, it would have only worsened the situation. But other than that, overall, and I had nothing on it. It was just a life-saving experience for me as I watched Panici get up on the thinnest of nose hairs, the shortest of nose hairs. And I thought, wow, there is a god of gambling. So I got out of that jackpot, but didn't make any money. And the rest of the times that we bet on Luca, for the most part, zippity-doo-dah, man, right out the window.
Yeah.
He wins on some 40-1 shot when we know nothing about it. And when he's on a horse that's 3-1, it's a nice ride there by Luca Panici. He managed to finish mid-pack fifth, a non-menacing fifth. And that was that. But anyway, good to be with you guys. We have the trivia challenge coming up in just a few minutes here. Dave Gurggles Gergely going to join us early this morning at about 8:15, so about 5 minutes away from post time for the trivia challenge. And you can dial us up if you want to play at 954-471-0070. Wow, that number came to me, Libby. I think that's the right number also. 954-417-0070 if you'd like to play the game. So we'll have the gift certificates to give away. We'll have some fun with that. A lot of different things happening. You know my theories and my thoughts about playing mixed doubles. It's a disaster. It's the worst thing you could possibly do. If you want to ruin a relationship, go out and tell the girl that you're with, hey, let's go play some tennis. And then without question, eventually at some point, it'll become a social thing. You'll find two other people to play tennis. You end up playing mixed doubles, and it's a disaster. Disaster, Louie. Shirley hasn't done this. She hasn't picked up a racket yet, has she? Have you ever been with a girl that you played mixed doubles with?
I played tennis with a friend that was a girl. I've never actually played with someone I'm in a relationship with. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It would only lead to a fight. Like either they're.
I take it you're not still friends with this woman.
No, we're friends, but it was a disaster. I was taking it seriously, and she was modeling. I was like, "Are you modeling?" I was was like, the ball just went right by you. You're not even.
There are occasions you'll go out there and play mixed doubles with a woman who happens to be a better player than you. That's a rare occasion for me, not because I'm such a good player, but because I haven't really been with a lot of high level women tennis players. I've hit with some, and you look and you go, my God, how much better than me is this girl? But so it's not like the woman is always the weakest link. It's just if you're in a relationship with that woman, it's a disaster. Now, I bring this up because I actually was enthralled last night, and this was a very controversial development. I don't know how controversial it was, Libby. Was anybody talking about this where you are? This mixed doubles format that they had at the U.S. Open. They played it during what is known as Fan Week before the U.S. Open. The complaint was that many competing mixed doubles teams that are out there on a tour, they don't get many opportunities to be in the spotlight. The money isn't anywhere close to what it is if you're a single star, obviously. And I think it's probably on the low end, even by double standards. I'm not sure if they even that up. If regular women's and men's doubles teams are making the same kind of capital that the mixed doubles teams are. But I'm assuming that because there are probably fewer entrants in the tournament and it's maybe the most unpopular of the possible formats that you would want to attend if you were going to an event. I always find it annoying, actually, when the doubles is on, even though you see some pretty good stuff. Because you're thinking, I want to see guys in a tennis bloodbath in a singles match, whether it's men or women. I don't necessarily, I don't know. This may be the one sport where I actually enjoy watching women's singles more than men. Is that possible, Lubie? It's at least very close to the same level of enjoyment I get out of both, because the women really bring it to the table now. It's we've talked about it many times. If you're going to compare, you can't compare the WNBA to the NBA. There's no, I mean, there's so many levels of differential there that it's not even comparable. Women's softball versus regular hardball, baseball on a major league level. I'm not sure you can find a level of women's softball that approximates that. Sorry, Jim Sarney. But it's just the truth. Tony Segreto was trying to sell us on women's college softball for how many years? And while, yes, they've definitely made strong strides in terms of the quality of play, it's just not my game, Libby. I don't know. What do you think? I enjoy seeing women make some great defensive plays. It's nice seeing like a Crystal Bustos you come up there and look like some steel worker and hit 400-foot home runs. But in general, the game is kind of lackluster for me, even though baseball seems to be fading in terms of the favoritism that it used to enjoy as a fan specialty. I still enjoy baseball. I mean, you have what? Red Sox and Yankees coming up tonight, 4-game series. They're a game apart in the wild card, a half game up on Seattle for the final wild card spot. Boston is. They're trailing the Yankees by a game. Does this reinfuse some of the emotion that's involved in this rivalry, Lubie? It's kind of been dead for a while. Yankees,
I mean, for there, you would think. I mean, they always can't stand each other, but both haven't been good at the same time in a little bit. Like when the Red Sox were winning, the Yankees were good, but not winning titles. Now, last year, the Yankees go to the World Series. The Red Sox were going through sort of, I don't know about a rebuild, but sort of building back. And this was a year that was supposed to be more of that, but they turned it around a little bit quicker than some people would have thought. And the Yankees have fallen off a little bit in a way people didn't thought. So they're a lot closer in the division than they've been in a little bit. It's just interesting that it's not for the division. Like the Blue Jays are the ones that I don't know if they're pulling away exactly, but they definitely
are like 5 up
have a nice lead as we're getting into September.
Yeah, I mean, it's not insurmountable, but and you know, these two teams, if they split the series, obviously it doesn't hurt the Blue Jays' cause any, because those are their closest pursuers. Will both make the postseason? Kind of interesting to take a look at that, but we'll see what happens. It's a big deal. I mean, they're making a big deal out of it. It's a late August series that actually has some meaning, so that usually ignites a little bit of a spark in terms of resurrecting what was was that baseball's best rivalry? I would have to think yes. Yankees, Red Sox, over Dodgers, San Francisco, Cubs, St. Louis.
I mean, those are rivalries, but they're not national. Red Sox, Yankees has become a national. At least it did for a while. I don't know if it is now, but like in the 90s and early 2000s, it would be something that I would watch, even though I don't have a tie to either team. Like it had more relevance than the Giants. The Giants Dodgers haven't been a rivalry in a long time, and I mean both left New York a long time ago, and they're in the same division, but I don't know. Like again, they're similar in the sense that like either the Dodgers will be really good or the Giants will be really good. It's rare to me to see them both be really good at the same time. So I don't know how much rivalry's there. And I know the Cubs and Cardinals fans hate each other. I don't know who cares about that outside of those two cities. I didn't even realize that was a rivalry till a few years ago. Like I didn't go.
That was a big rivalry in the
Well,
Midwest.
yeah, I was like a Cards fan, like so you sort of know that. Like I didn't know anything. I know I liked Albert Pujols, and I would root for them if they were playing like the Yankees or something, but I didn't know much about that rivalry. So yeah, Yankees Red Sox is the rivalry in baseball, and it's by like a lot. I don't know if there's anything close.
Now, we were talking about front runners. How fans become. You were talking about this yesterday or the day before, Libby, where you had a friend who only rooted for teams that were winning.
Yes. Well, I had a couple in my life, and those are the only people when I was growing up that I couldn't respect.
Yeah.
I
was like a minor sort of Cardinal fan back in the day when they had the entire infield went to the All-Star game. It was great. Although it was debatable whether Julian Javier, the second baseman, deserved to be on the All-Star team. But they had, Ken Boyer at third, Dick Groat at short, Julian Javier at second, and the great Bill White at first base. And they all made the All-Star team as starters in the same season. So naturally, I thought, well, if there was a team to root for while the Yankees are slumping a little bit, or the Mets, let me pick up an affection for the St. Louis Cardinals. Anyway, all that being said, and Andy's got a good question. Is a wife considered a romantic partner?
I think you're asking a question. It explains why you're divorced multiple times.
It's the whole. You can hear Burgess Meredith in your head saying, "You can't win the Rock, no matter what you do. If you win and switch sides to kind of even things up, then the person that you're with wants to know why the hell do you want to play with her."
No, there's no way you can. I don't see it. Like Andy said, he got so sick of playing with his ex-wife that he went and played competitive tennis elsewhere. Like, there's no way that's going to work out well. But if you keep playing, all you're going to do is chase balls. Like, it's just, and it's 1 versus 2. It's just, and look, if your wife plays good at tennis, that's fine. And but even then now I just see you guys being very competitive. So you're going to chase balls. You're going to. I just don't see how it works well playing with your wife. Look, if you play for fun. And it's purely for fun. Maybe if you can pull it out of your ass. It just feels hard to see mixed doubles with your girlfriend, fiance, wife, vice versa, whatever romantic partner you have. It feels like not a great idea.
It's not a great idea. You can't cover enough court to make up for her mistakes. And she feels like you should get to everything. And then the poaching at the net, that was the thing. You have a ball that's absolutely ticketed for the back fence.
Yeah.
And the woman will come up to the net and then just stick a racket in the air like she was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about to launch a sky hook.
Like, what are you doing?
You're like, what are you doing? And the thing will tip off the top of the racket and then go over the fence. So now you have to walk all the way around because there's, of course, that period of time is when nobody's on the walking path.
100%.
Well, we do have Dave Gurggles Gergely with us, and I know he's got things to do, so we want to get right into the trivia challenge. But Gurggles, you played a little tennis in your day. It wasn't necessarily your game, but did you ever play any mixed doubles?
Yes, as a matter of fact, mixed doubles, believe it or not, in badminton. And
Yes.
I won 2 championships with 2 different sisters playing. And badminton, obviously a completely different game, a lot quicker and a little bit different than tennis. But I had no problem there. Tennis, I would do it socially. But competitive-wise, we played mixed doubles in badminton with the famous Fiore sisters. And the good news is they were the stronger player on the team, not me. So
Okay.
I was extremely
That helps.
happy.
Yeah, that helps. When you're just being carried by the woman, that's a whole different circumstance. So anyway, just to conclude that whole thing, I'm watching this U.S. Open last night. It was great. It was fantastic. The mixed doubles competition, they changed the format. They limited it to 16 entries. They had many of the star singles players. Now, quite a few of them had to drop out for various reasons. It wasn't like they were trying to avoid the thing. Yannick Sinner, of course, was sick there and had to withdraw from the final of Cincinnati, so unlikely that he was going to come back and play mixed doubles the next day at the U.S. Open. But it was great. The crowd really got into it. It ended up a team that won last year. They are an actual mixed doubles entry. The Italians, Sarah Arani, and the other guy is Vavasori. and he Andrea Vavasuri, and they're a regular doubles team, a mixed doubles team. So they ended up winning the thing over Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud, who were in the finals. But it was very entertaining. The crowd was really into it. There was some pretty good points. You could see the advantage of the team that had been together playing as a mixed doubles entry in tournaments, because they were much better at positioning and covering for each other, and maybe a little stronger at the net, but wildly entertaining. So while the controversy is centered around, are they depriving some deserving teams from having their chance by putting all these star singles players in the entry field, in the entering in the field, I think they brought a lot of attention to playing mixed doubles. You will see people in big fights at the parks, local parks, because now I think you will see, and this brought about the effect you get sometimes. I'm sure you see this at the golf course. When there's a major, all of a sudden you have a surge of people that want to go out there and play. And so maybe it'll get people out there doing this, but I don't recommend it. And I would recommend that you have a counselor on retainer if you're going to go out mixed doubles. All right, we want to get to the trivia challenge, so let's do it, Gurggles. You can dial us up if you want to play. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. Lubie's in possession of some gift certificates, Texas Roadhouse and Landlubbers, both fine establishments and great places to go. So if you're fortunate enough to win, you will have yourself a great meal and get a big head start up there with the gift certificate that Lubie will award to our champion. Are we ready, Lubie? Are we ready to fire? You want to just get the thing going? All right, Gurgs, you okay with that?
Yeah, why not?
Wait, no. Where are you off to? Some golf tournament?
Well, no, I've got a meeting. We have our 22nd annual St. Jude's tournament, October 24th. So we have a meeting here, right in the pro shop, at right after I finish here.
Oh, okay.
Make sure
We've already raised $1 million to date.
Wow.
We've got some unbelievable prizes. The Hard Rock gets involved every year. I do trade outs with other places for hotel stays and golf. So it's a real big deal. And I want to make that meeting, but I'll have plenty of time.
Okay, we'll get you over there. All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. You guys can get busy on the phones, 954-417-0070. Begin the game in the traditional fashion with Dave Gurggles Gergely in honor of the Polyman and some
Easy Baseball. This longtime manager discussing the political scene in 1964 said, "So Lyndon Johnson wants to see poverty. Well, he came to see the Mets play in 64. Was it Casey Stengel, Casey Kasem, Ben Casey, or Casey and the Sunshine Band?"
I still see Casey's autograph on that baseball that I got from Larry Bernarth when I had the entire 63 Mets team sign a ball, and Casey's signature was very distinctive and very it took up like one of the flaps, basically. It was beautifully done, and then we ended up playing with the ball.
Wow.
That was the dumbest thing I ever did. Andy Man, you're on the trivia challenge. Hello, Andy Man. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, my brothers. I will say this is rough. I'll go with 8.
A it is.
All right, Andy, you'll probably get this.
Sonny thinks the game is rigged now. He's saying just put Ron and Andy in the finals.
All right, horse racing. True or false? 4-star Dave, who was famous for winning a race every year at Saratoga. Whoops. There you go.
What?
From every year at Saratoga from 87 to 94. Believe it or not, his last year in 94, when he won at Toga, he was honored by getting an edible key to the city at Ciro's restaurant. Wow. True or false?
I think this is going to break my streak. I'm leaning towards false.
Me too.
It feels true.
False.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Yep.
That's the end of the streak.
Hard to believe too. Go ahead, Andy.
Lenny told me from upstairs to say false. Unbelievable.
And speaking of upstairs, the pearly gates. Hard to believe the Mardi Gras has been gone now.
Yeah, I was just in Toga and we walked by Ciro's and I just said a prayer for the Mardi Gras.
Oh man, she knocked it out of the park there every summer at Ciro's in Saratoga. All right, you did break your streak. What was it? You were on a 3-week sweeper streak,
yes.
Andy? Nice.
3-week sweeper. Yep.
You finally got one wrong. All right, one going for 4.
All right, NFL. On opening NFL week in 2006, the Steelers beat the Dolphins 28-17. Who was the quarterback for the Steelers that day?
Jesus.
Mike Tomczak, Ben Roethlisberger, Charlie Batch, or Vince Evans?
Could have been any of those stiffs.
What year was that?
What year?
2006.
What year was that?
2006.
2006.
2006. I was going to say Joe Gilliam, but I'll go with A.
A.
Gotta be
No,
Tom-
Correct.
Charlie Batch was the led him
Batch,
to victory.
always
That was going to be my guess. Charlie Batch.
Oh wow, I don't know.
Lubie and I had to do at least a half a dozen Charlie Batch interviews.
every year.
We interviewed him like he was Y.A. Tittle. It was unbelievable. You would have thought he
I
was a
couldn't
great.
remember the name.
All right. One going for 6 here,
Wow.
Randy. This will still put you in contention.
All right, here we go.
right.
NBA. In 1968, the 76ers traded Wilt Chamberlain to the Lakers for 3 players and cash. Which of the following was not one of those 3 players?
All right.
Jerry Chambers, Darryl Imhoff, Archie Clark, or Keith Erickson?
Ooh.
Good luck. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Could you give me those again?
Sure. Jerry Chambers,
Okay.
Darryl Imhoff,
you
Archie
say?
Clark, or
I
Keith
think-
Erickson?
Andy emphatically wants it to be A. Is
A.
A correct?
I think it's A because Imhoff and Clark went to Philly, so it's just a question of Erickson, and he might have gone to Philly too. So I'll
Well,
go with A.
You missed. You picked the wrong one. Erickson didn't go to Philly, but Chambers
Okay.
did.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
Jake,
No, you made sure to make up.
You're only as good as your last film, Andy. You bounced up. Unbelievable. Sweet.
Hopefully I'll see you tonight.
All right. Nice talking to you, kid. All right. So that also puts a dagger in one of Sarni's theories that it was an automatic that Andy was going to make his way to the final. So it's wide open to get there. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. And a guy light up a cigar when I was in Las Vegas. He was sitting at a table with me, and I was thinking, man, that is not a Perdomo. The aroma of this cigar, I mean, it was the fabled stench hovering over the city when your team is laying an egg in a ball game. I don't know. I mean, aromatic doesn't necessarily, I'm not a cigar connoisseur, doesn't necessarily imply that it's going to be a good or a bad cigar, but I don't think you would have had that kind of stench with a Perdomo.
No, Perdomos. I took 4 of them with me to Toga. Gave one to somebody else every day. We'd rush in and park our chairs near the big screen right next to the paddock. And about the 3rd or 4th race, light up a Perdomo cigar. And everybody said, "What cigar is that?" I said, "That's Perdomo. You can get it at 5150 Northwest 167th Street in Miami Lakes. 305-627-6700 is the number." I had a Perdomo cigar horse win with Luis Saez at 9-1, and they took him down up there. But that's okay. Still enjoyed the cigar. So 305-627-6700 is the number to call. www.perdomocigars.com if you want to go online to find out what they got. We'll tell you more later. We got more players coming up.
That wasn't that horse where they put up the 5 ball at 25-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he deserved to come down.
Yeah, it was
He
slightly
whacked the
questionable.
hind quarters of that 5.
All right. I'll agree with that. I was actually there. I was last Friday, and I was at golf.
Yeah. I had the 9, the winning horse to win 10 across. He was 9-1. Had him in pick 3s, everything.
All right. Well, at least you got some money back. All right. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. If you'd like to join us here on the show, and we're ready for our next set of questions.
All right, tennis with the U.S. Open coming up. This American tennis player, after losing in the finals at Wimbledon to Roger Federer, said, "I threw the kitchen sink at him, but he went to the bathroom and got his tub and beat the hell out of me." What was that? Andy Roddick, Dwayne Bobbitt, Dwayne Hickman, or Jim Hickman?
All right. Good choices here. Here's the scrambler, and there you go. Sarni there with a shot at Andy not bombed out. Ron, you're up next on the Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, fellas. Let's go with A.
That would be correct. You have 1 point.
And speaking of Ron, last year we had some money from Ron and Lenny and ran it up to over $100 on a little parlay up at Saratoga. So this year, in honor of Lenny being up in the heavens, we passed on it and I pocketed the money. All right. All right. True or false? Golf, Ron. True or false? Believe it or not, Robert Wagner of TV and movies got his big break in Hollywood after serving as Clark Gable's caddy in Lake Tahoe. True or false?
Let's go true.
I'm going to go true. Yeah.
That's right. Nice young man caddying for him. Clark Gable says, "Let me put you in touch with somebody from Hollywood."
Wagner, as I recall, and now we're talking to Robert Wagner from
Yeah.
Takes a Thief fame.
To Catch a
Who,
Thief.
who was the other guy that was the soap opera star? He was a good golfer.
Oh yeah,
Real
he's
handsome
Wagner
guy.
too. I think it's like
Yeah,
Dave
was his name
Wagner.
Wagner or something? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
sure.
always competes in that celebrity challenge.
He was very, very good. All right,
Jack Wagner.
Jack,
Jack Wagner.
Jack Wagner.
All right, going for 5 here, Ron.
All right, here you go.
Does he get a bonus point for coming up with Jack Wagner?
No.
Yeah.
Charlie Man was big with awarding bonus points, but it really
Yes, he
didn't
was.
fit the.
Yeah, the mold. We have
Only to the Schwab though. He gave it to the Schwab.
the Schwab.
Oh, with a Schwab, he handed the answers to. I mean, that was almost disgraceful by the
It was.
Charlie Man standards. Unbelievable. Man, it just epitomizes integrity, and he's handing this guy the answers on a platter. Going for 5 here with a 3-point question.
All right, who set the NFL record for most consecutive opening games with at least 200 yards rushing in each game?
Okay.
Ricky Williams, Barry Sanders, Le'Veon Bell, or LaDainian Tomlinson?
Let's go Tomlinson.
I'm going to say
No.
Bell, at least. Like
Bell, 2014 to 2016, 3 years in a row.
Very good. Yeah, you had all these illustrious names there. Bell would be one of the forgotten ones in that list. Going for 7 now, Ron, and the lead.
All right, 1948. This team's 47-inning scoreless streak, in other words, they didn't give up a run in 47 innings, was broken by the Chicago White Sox. Who was that team that had 47 scoreless innings pitched?
Wow.
Cleveland Indians, the Milwaukee Braves, the New York Yankees, or the Detroit Tigers?
Oh boy. Let's go Detroit Tigers.
Detroit.
Cleveland Indians,
Correct.
Bob Lemon gave up a home run.
Wow.
Mm,
Holy Arl
That's right,
Hercules.
Ron, man.
What was Drysdale's record? 56 2/3. That was one.
58, wasn't it? Or,
I don't
or was
know.
that Hershiser?
Oral broke his record.
Yeah, I think it was 58. Tony Taylor scored the run to break Drysdale's. I know that.
Wow. Gurggles, you're on fire today. Unbelievable. All right, dial us up, 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. If you'd like to play the game. Nobody with a total worthy of being in the final so far, and Sarni's 2 entries went up in smoke. It's like he had Scotty Scheffler and John Rahm to run 1-2 in the tournament. These were very strong players, so wide open if you'd like to jump in. We always welcome new blood to the program as well, and always good to hear from new players. 954-417-0070. You've been betting any preseason football, Gurggles?
I have not. I still am holding on to my
your
season-long
Reds ticket. Yeah, that's a good one.
Cincinnati Reds. They got to be over 79.5. So right
That's
now,
very
they're
favorable. Yeah.
67 and 61. But I did while I was on my trip, went to Saratoga for 3 days, then came back and catch up with all my old buddies from Allentown.
Oh, yeah?
And one thing I did, we had a girl in high school that was unbelievably hot. And I kept on in touch with her through our alumni website, wished her happy birthdays. I said, listen, I'm going to be in Allentown on Monday night or Sunday night before I go back to Miami. How about I buy you a drink and catch up? Well, she didn't know me from Adam except through the emails when I wished her happy birthday. Went to see her. Oh my God.
What happened to you?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah. I she looked like, I don't know, a little like a mushroom or something like that, but she was unbelievable, beautiful brown eyes and a lot of other stuff. I listened to her life story about divorces and other things. And I said, boy, I'm happy I'm single.
So now you were stuck with this woman one-on-one and what would be tantamount to sort of a date?
Yeah. I just said, let's catch up. I knew you just to see and not even say hello, but from elementary school. And when she
So this
walked
was
out
a
the
woman that you
cafeteria,
fantasized
they
about?
nicknamed her Yowzer. So she was something, but that's in the past.
That happens now with Facebook, I guess, where you look up somebody, just pop a name in there, somebody that was from the past, and the hottest girl in our high school. I found her on Facebook, and it really was the age-old question asked at any reunion: what happened to you? I couldn't even imagine this woman morphed into this. It was unfortunate because she really was beautiful as a high
I think on a day like today, we should break tradition and bring back the 2 lowest scorers for the finals. What do you think?
Well, we may be doing that.
No, that's why I was saying that.
Okay. Well, why don't we do it? I guess we could, right? Lubie,
Sure.
is that the direction you want to go in?
Yeah, why not?
Some
That's
some technical
fine.
difficulties here with the people on the phone. And really, you want to? Are we ready with that, Lubie? You're going to do? Oh, okay. We're going to continue here because we're really the integrity of the game has to be protected. We talk about this all the time. I keep referencing that thing with Harry Dalton when he told me, "Hey, the thing we've got to convince people is that the game's on the level." And now you have all these betting controversies where you have players maybe tanking, pulling themselves out of games before they hit certain proposition totals that are out there, and oh yeah, everything all of a sudden is under suspicion. Because
By the way, I heard a really good one. I don't know if you guys heard this one before. Who's the only player in the Baseball Hall of Fame to never have a hit?
only player in the baseball hall of now you're excluding pitchers.
No, I'm not.
You're not excluding pitchers.
Nope.
Okay. Who was the guy? Was it? It wasn't Emmett Kelly. Who was the guy? The Clown Prince.
No. Al Schacht.
Al Schacht. Yeah.
It wasn't him. No, I mean a regular player, major league player that never had a hit during his career, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Tommy Hutton.
No, but it's easier than you think. Mariano Rivera.
Wow. Did he ever have an at bat?
I don't know if he did.
He's the only guy that never. Oh, okay. All right.
Somebody said to me, no, that Hoyt Wilhelm did it. I said, no, Hoyt Wilhelm had a home run in his first at bat and never again in 20 years.
All right. Well, here's what happened. Sarnie man was right. Due to technical difficulties, we were only able to dredge up Andy and Ron, two guys that bombed out, but worthy players nonetheless. And they're going to comprise our championship round here in the finals. Gurggles is going to fire off a question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. Nobody answers right away. We offer multiple choice. The first person to call out his name gets first chance. We go back and forth till we have a winner for the championship of this week's edition, a little bit of a weird edition of the Trivia Challenge. Here's Dave.
I think, Mike, you might want to consider, instead of the gift certificate, just a participation certificate.
In fact, both guys are going to get a trophy.
There you go.
Italian man, Arviento, and we'll get them both.
Arviento awards and more.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, guys.
I've been looking for the Alzheimer's Cup trophy. I know I have it here somewhere. I think.
You just forgot where it's at. Yeah.
Exactly. I have to bring it out to the courts now when I'm playing Dr. Jerry because it really is indicative of the caliber of play. Alzheimer's Cup. All right, here we go.
All right, guys, as we get ready for regular season football, the first ever Thursday night game that was called the kickoff game happened in 2002. And appropriately enough, the New York Giants lost that one 16-13 to who?
Any guesses? Here's multiple choice.
San Francisco 49ers, Chicago Bears, Philadelphia Eagles, or Detroit Lions?
The Nazim says the third one, the Eagles.
Eagles. Incorrect.
49ers, Bears, or Lions? Ron?
Ron has three choices.
Give me the choices.
Sure. A, B, or C. No, 49ers, Bears, or Lions?
Let's go 49ers.
49ers.
Yep,
You got it.
16-13.
Oh.
Good job, Ron.
See what Andy morphed into. Draws
Got
a
yourself
picture.
a $3 gift certificate.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, I don't want to call it half-assed, but it wasn't really, people they were tuning in for the first time didn't get
Well,
the
we
essence
were
of-
coming off a 2-week layoff, too.
Yeah, I mean,
Done
the
in 2
feverish
weeks.
nature of the competition here.
I
in
know
this
it's early.
program, yeah, usually is so intense, and it ends up being a little bit, lackluster, I would have to say. Both guys bombed out, had 1 point, and then, who would know that, Gurggles, that the answer to that question? Like, if you're walking around and you know that, does that put you ahead of the Schwab?
In my mind, yes.
All right, very good, Gurggles. We'll let you go to your meeting. Thanks so much. Everybody go smoke a Perdomo cigar.
We'll see you next week.
All right, sounds good. Dave Gurggles Gergely, ladies.
Yes, and there will be trivia next week, and we'd love all combatants to join the fray.
Yeah, what happened? Just nobody calling in, or we really?
Well, we haven't played. I forgot we haven't played in like 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So, people had appointments.
We were abandoned. Yeah,
so thanks.
that's always bad on a radio show when you're calling people and saying, "Hey,
100%.
I haven't had a call here in 3 days. I need somebody to call up and ask me if Shula's finished.
You actually knew what
Just
to
give
say.
me something, anything. I could trigger a rant." All right, we're going to come back with more. We have a lot more to discuss here on the program. There are a lot of things going on in the world of sport. It's kind of an interesting time, because, and this has been a common debate forever. When's the best time of the year in sports? Many people, sitting there saying, well, until the football season actually starts, we're not officially in this fall period. But wow, with everything that's going on today, it's kind of wild. I like that Yankees-Red Sox thing. And then I have a quote here. We're not alone in our thoughts on Mario Cristobal. So we'll get
Oh, yeah.
not alone. Handicappers are well aware that you have to use in every equation when trying to consider whether to bet for or against the Hurricanes, the Cristobal factor. It's a big factor. All right, back with more in a moment. Now that Cristobal factor is real. It's 8:42. Play the ponies in style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. Make the right choice for your home. Call Choice Mortgage today.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your question.
You were a coach that you coached all kinds of teams. You had teams that...
Hey, say it in English. That got it?
Enjoy your trip to work with lots of laughs thanks to Defo and Lubie. Now on the Defo Show.
The fact that late in his career, you evoked a dadgummit, a genuine dadgummit from Bobby Bowden. This wasn't something where he realized, oh, okay, I haven't thrown in a dadgummit in a long time. This was a spontaneous, like, dadgummit? What the hell are you talking about, kid? That was great. Do you consider that? I was asked yesterday. I was on, a friend of mine has a podcast. He asked me to be a guest on there. And so we were shooting the breeze there for probably like 90 minutes because he was at one time a producer of my original show on when I went to 790 The Ticket. I was working, I think, 7 to 10 p.m. 790 The Ticket when I went there, which wasn't bad, actually. It was amazing because it was still, the end of radio's death hadn't really come about yet. And I used to take tons of calls there, 7 to 10 p.m. It was amazing. I think that was also, let me see, it must have been a period where there was some hurricane also that, and so when you were on at night, that was all people had. So it was kind of cool in that respect. I mean, it was obviously a disaster that people were being, badly compromised by what happened with this hurricane. It wasn't Andrew, though. This was much later on.
Oh, it's probably Wilma, right? Early 2000s, 790 was around.
Yeah.
And I think you would already have had whatever you had.
That's about when I started there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, that's about right. It would, and Wilma for South Florida, it wasn't Katrina, but at least in Broward County, it was rough. Like my parents got hammered. I was literally at FSU, but I remember coming down months later and it still looked nothing like I'd ever seen. And my parents have lived in that house my whole life. I mean, they didn't have cable for a couple of weeks and had power for a week. Yes, Wilma, I would think it was probably Wilma because Wilma.
Yeah, I want to say that. Radio. Correct. Yeah. And it was a guy named Rich Eggy. He was my producer. He was a young guy. I
Nice.
guess, he had gone to the University of Miami. He wanted to get into the business, which he now considers. Well, I mean, he really loved it, and it was a time where it was even whatever tensions were being created by radio management or whatever BS you had to put up with. It was worth it, Lou, because you were just having so much fun
Yeah.
doing your job and all of the things that went along with it, including getting to go to a lot of sporting events. That was my original intent when I became a vendor at Shea. I remember telling my father that. I said, well, you know what, Dad, I'm just looking to get in these games for free. And then after I made $11 my first day on the job, working at a Jets game, and freezing your ass off, but $11 went a long way back then. Gas was 29 cents a gallon.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice money.
You had a milk machine. You stuck 2 quarters in. You got like a gallon of milk. It was a whole different period of time financially. And my dad asked me when I got back home. He said, "So how was the game?" I said, "I didn't see a single play." We sniffed the cash.
Yeah, once you started making money, you're like, "Oh, I don't care about that."
I don't care. O.J. Simpson's going for his 2,000th yard. The electric company is there, and I'm right there in the corner, and I could care less.
I need to sell out.
Handing out these yearbooks like there was no tomorrow. All right, so here you go. This is from a column. We've referenced this guy before. It's Bet Smart is the column. It's in the New York Post, obviously one of these syndicated handicap things where they give you just tremendous, beautiful, very eloquently written and positioned logic as to a way to influence you, or not really. I mean, they're not pushing anything on you. They're just giving you their opinion and trying to help you as a betting guide approach either a game or a season or even a circumstance, even maybe a quarter of a game. So the column has a headline on it, Lubie, what if the ACC is not a Clemson cakewalk? All right, a lot of people are assuming that. Clemson was like 2-1 to go undefeated in their ACC season, in their conference play this year. They don't play Miami during the course of the year. All right, but this struck me as I was perusing stuff for the show, because we're not. I mean, is it universal? It must be about Cristobal and the Cristobal factor.
Well, no, I mean, it's understood that he is not a great game day coach. It's just this is where we are.
When things like this are incorporated into your handicapping theories, and these are guys that really do. I mean, they understand what it is that they're writing about. They may not be right or wrong. I mean, right very often in their picks. Seems like they're like everybody else, right? You got about a 50-50 chance. Mm-hmm. Last night, I'm backing the Yankees and the Mets on the Bury Your Bookie show, parlay. Yankees prevail, although it got real dicey after a guy takes a perfect game through 6, the starter, and they end up in extra innings having to win it. And you know who's on fire, Lubie? On fire, your favorite player, Giancarlo Stanton, is on fire.
I like Stanton. I was okay if the Browns would have kept him.
Even though he's hitting over 300, this guy. Now it's limited at bats because, of course, he missed.
Always hurt. Yeah.
Is that juice? What do you think that is?
I don't know.
Victor Conte.
He's always been big, but he's always had injury issues. That's just
when you're brittle like that.
Weird.
I don't mean
it's not great. No, it's not. It's not.
Tiger Woods was. How come Freddie Couples never snapped a kneecap off?
Yeah, exactly.
While he was in a Sandcraft. All right, so here's what it says about I mean, they're speculating at ACC, even though Clemson doesn't play Miami, is not a lock. So here's the assessment of Miami. Okay. Miami is the only team in the ACC with the talent to stand up to Clemson on paper. But Cristobal has snatched defeat from the jaws of victory so many times in his career, not just at Miami, in his career.
And that's a problem. At Oregon, he did it all the time. Oregon would have great records, so people, fans, didn't understand, but people who watch college football go, yeah, they should have had better records. Like, that's the thing.
So he completes the sentence that it's impossible to trust him. The Canes were 9-0 to start the year last season. Okay. And looked like a shoo-in for the playoff before losing to Georgia Tech and Syracuse in ugly, uninspired performances. See, that's another thing with Cristobal. How many times dead flat coming out of the chute?
If you weren't national, because they really wanted Miami to be ranked high for some reason, and you weren't a Cane fan, like if you were a college football fan who wasn't a national media member, you realized Miami wasn't like Miami to get to 9-0. They had almost lost 3 games. The Cal game they should have lost. The Cal game
that was
they not only came back, but there was a lot of weird crap that happened in that game that pretty much gave Miami the game. The Louisville game was a freaking joke. Louisville was beating the crap out of them. And again, there was like really questionable, and I get it. Throughout the years, UM has gotten screwed by the refs. You will go back to the Ohio State championship game. There's other things. Just being in the ACC, if you're a Florida State or Miami fan, you're well aware that the refs suck. Okay, I get it. But last year, that was not the case. Last year, I remember both of those games were really weird call. At the end of the game, the cow play, whatever you believe it was, what they called was all you could call because the video didn't help at all. The Louisville game, it was the same thing. Remember, there was a penalty that they totally missed that was clear. Like, both those games, they were down. They should have lost those games, and the refs directly helped them win those games. And that was while they were 9-0. And then there was another one. Like they should have.
They were very sloppy in the first half against South Florida.
South Florida, they were horrendous against South Florida.
This team is toe to toe with the University of Miami. That was kind of like back in the day when we saw Miami at FAU. Remember that?
Yep.
And what was Charlie coaching the team then? Yeah, and they were like kind of knocking heads with Miami for a quarter or so.
Oh, it wasn't until like
you're going to wear them out. Yeah, it was like the first half was very much up in the air.
They got to 9-0, but it wasn't like, well, the national media kept propping them up. No. Even Canes fans were like, I don't know.
There's some fugazi stuff going on there. So he concludes this line of thinking with Cristobal has to earn a lot more trust. I'm not sure that he can. I just think you're relegated. It seems like it's chaotic, unorganized slop. It's just proliferating itself, and permeating itself throughout the game. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, there's always something stupid going on with this guy. It's crazy. And he has the same, I mean, if you did an extrapolation, the same kind of dumbfounded look that we've seen,
McDaniel and Philbin. It's very McDaniel.
Philbin, McDaniel last year was like, what? Unbelievable.
I hate that look so much.
Cristobal has to earn a lot more trust, especially now that he doesn't have Cam Ward to win. This is your theory.
That's literally what I said.
Win him games on his own, Lubie.
That's what happened. The Cam Ward would play. You would see the game just change in the third, fourth, where it would be like, okay.
I love it that this degenerate handicapper who's appealing to the lowest form of human slime, like me, is in agreement with you, a guy that's and not even thinking about this from a gambling angle.
I mean, look at Ken. Ken believes, and it's not talking about how good they are, but what's in the country, fine. But still, to be ranked top 10, you have to be somewhat representative, right? Ken believes they should be ranked top 10. He also does not think they get 9.5 wins. So shouldn't a top 10 team get 10 wins?
You would think. Yeah.
He openly says they have the talent.
And they don't play the best team in the conference.
No, and that's the thing. Their schedule is tougher than last year.
Yeah.
But they still don't play Clemson. So, they still get off. So, in out of conference, they do play Notre Dame. Notre Dame's out of conference, but they're almost a pseudo ACC team at this point. So they don't even really go out of conference again for a tough game. Like, this should be a team.
Was this made?
The other thing,
how it was made so far in advance, right? I mean,
well, the other thing that's fun about their schedule is I don't think they go on the road till like week 10.
Oh yeah, well,
neutral site or home games for the first like 9 or 10 games.
I hope they're good, and I still have a place in my heart for the Hurricanes, from the many years that I was involved with the program, and I would hope that they would bounce back. I thought when they hired Cristobal, it would actually be beneficial. So, but we haven't seen him. He never comes through in these tough spots, never, and usually is doing something so bozoic.
Yeah.
So outrageously horrendous and against any strategical position that you would ever take, while looking bewildered and befuddled there, like, I don't know what to call.
Well, look, Sarni keeps doing this thing. First of all, the games haven't started this year yet.
Sarni is a very forgiving person.
I can't focus on I can't focus on this year's games until they start one. And again, we've done that. That's the thing. This isn't like, okay, he did it once at Oregon and then he got over it. You were struggling to get over the Georgia Tech thing last year because it was just really dumb. There was no reason to just not kneel. But I got over it. I was like, look, if they win games, a lot of people have done stupid things. And again, McKeon that whole year did a bunch of weird crap. The Marlins won a World Series. No one remembers the weird crap. They like cherish it as, wow, look at the moments these Mike Mordecai had. You know, like if it goes right, then people forget that it was stupid.
Oh yeah, no, McKeon was out to sabotage that team. He was put in that position to make sure that they lost every game.
It was like the movie with
The fact that he's now in the Hall of Fame, which a great guy. I mean, he turns out
Yeah.
to be a good guy. He was one of those guys that you would think would be this old curmudgeon, old school type, but he was very generous in talking with people, and he seemed to be a guy that was open to actually accepting you as not just somebody that was bothering him for a quote. So yeah, he was good like that.
he was. But
Jimmy Leland was much more irascible than Jack McKeon, who appeared to be the kind of guy that would be that way, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, he broke in with Miller Huggins, for God's sake. Unbelievable.
yeah.
Jack
Exactly.
McKeon. What is
So
he,
that's the thing.
110?
Like you can do dumb things. If you
Yeah.
win, then people will forget about it. So I moved on. I didn't move on. I knew it was dumb, but I was like, look, if they win this year with Cam Ward, even I'll have to shut up. And all year long, they got away with the wins, but most people were like, yeah, that was not how that should happen. The California was bad. It was one of FSU's two. It was FSU's only win versus a non-garbage team.
Yeah.
Like, and FSU won pretty, like FSU was in control in that game. Like Miami should have throttled.
They were getting thrashed. I mean,
They were getting
mathematically, it seemed impossible
They were down by like 30. Like
to come back and win. Yeah.
Cal just played conservative. If Cal had kept playing the same way, they would have lost by 20. Like Cal went conservative. Kim Ward woke up at like the exact same time. When you go like the Louisville game, like all these games, it's hard to not blame the coach for those.
How can you not? I mean, come on, Jim. You got to be kidding me, man.
So that was last year. That wasn't 5 years ago. That wasn't 2
Sounds
years
like
ago. It was
Trump
last
talking
year.
about Putin, doesn't he? With this line of thinking. I mean, a guy is literally like bombing children's hospitals while they're rolling out the red carpet for this guy, and you're shaking his hand and going, "What can we do for you, Vlad?" Kind of, like Sarni is just giving this guy Paul Free Pasqualoni. You can't ignore the evidence that's there.
Look, it's not.
I mean, the guy's been a disaster from that standpoint. No, he may do well, and if he does, then good. I don't
It's fine.
think that doesn't forgive all of this stuff that just where you can straight up point to a coaching maneuver. You have the victory formation. It's the first play in the ABCs of football, is it not, Lubie? If you're going to be a head coach anywhere at any level, even Pop Warner, you have victory formation. There's not enough time left in the game for the losing team, the team that's trailing, to stop the clock and keep you from just taking a knee. How much easier can it get to execute this play, right? And the clock's going to run out. So what does he do? He hands the ball off, and then on top of it, that wasn't even the end of the game. They had to come back and make like 6 amazing plays.
Yeah, they still would have had. That's the funny thing is, as stupid as that was, if they did anything, there was like 40-something seconds. They had to go the length of the field.
It was insane.
There was no need.
You can't lose that game. I mean, I'm
Everything
sounding like those
was-
FAN guys I've been railing on.
Look, again, Norvell and FSU did that for Jacksonville State that year before they got good and then got bad. Like, all you had to do was do prevent. There's no way they score. They needed a touchdown. There's one play left, and you, like, brought guys up. Like, what are you doing? Like, so, and that guy's gone now. Adam Fuller got another couple years, and now he's gone. Like, Cristobal is good at bringing in talent. I don't know if he calls plays. I have no idea. I actually don't know what he does. I just know they make the same mistakes. They look.
I think he's responsible for these really dumb decisions. I just do. It's you mentioned McKeon. I mean, he used to do this, and that was great when he put in Mordecai the Jew, Mike Mordecai, to pinch run for Cabrera in the 9th inning of a tie ball game.
It wasn't even that fast.
And this was when they had regular extra innings. And then what happens? Mordecai would come up in Cabrera's spot. The last thing you could
hit a homer.
wanted to do, and then hit a grand slam.
I remember that. I remember that game. I remember going Mordecai. That's
Mordecai.
And then he came
You
up the
could've
back
made
like,
it.
oh my God, Cabrera was supposed to hit it here. And then Mordecai hits the
Made a
home
clever
run.
move. Exactly right.
It's home run. You're like, you forget that it was stupid. You're like, what a great idea.
This was a young Miggy too. We're not talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the guy that was hanging on for the last few years and was a shell of his former self. All right. So yeah, that was the line of thinking there. I wanted to pass that along to you, Lou, because I thought of you immediately. That the Cristobal factor is such a significant factor, Sarni, that, and I don't mean to just single you out, Jim, because I mean, I don't know how you could not see this, that it now deeply figures its way into every handicapping equation, including whether Clemson is a weak ACC favorite.
Look, it's hard for me to say it because I've grown to have a weird sentiment toward but if you look at recruiting talent-wise, they out-recruited Clemson a couple years, like let alone been right there with Clemson. So the guy does say right, if recruiting is what gives you talent, from a talent standpoint, they're as good as anyone in the conference, at least. But it's hard to not, like, can he get better? Okay, then what? But why hasn't he? This isn't year one. He's been coaching a long. Remember, he was at FIU for a while. He was at Oregon for a few years.
These are things he should have already in his bag.
Yeah. And why are his teams
how
not
to win games? Should be. I mean, coach. There are coaches that do things that are stupid, and they're very successful. Also, right? No one will ever forgive Pete Carroll, for not giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl. Right? That play. How many times have you seen that play now? A couple of thousand. Unbelievable. And it's still amazing that the ball got picked off. But yeah, but does that mean that he's a horrible coach? By no means. Guy won a championship. He turned Geno Smith into a viable quarterback.
Yes.
All right, so you have a couple of NFL games tonight. Also, Giants were underdogs to the Patriots, but the Patriots have announced they're playing nobody. Mike Vrabel may even be on the field defensively to take some snaps because they're going to be short on personnel. And now the Giants are 6.5-point favorites, Lubie, with the entire Giant universe. The metropolitan area is so in love with Jackson Dart that they believe they've finally found and settled on the guy that will make them forget about Eli Manning.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever.
They're convinced, man. This Dart is just absolutely. Remember how it was with "Don't Call Me Danny," Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, weren't they like that though with him? And he's average. He's not even average. He's just bad.
But I think in DeVito's case, it wasn't like he showed you the kind of fundamental skills that you would think, "Wow, this guy's going to be a great long-term NFL quarterback." I mean, he just happened to win a couple of games. Brian Hoyer can win you a couple of games. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in this case, though, that Dart is showing everything. He can run, he can pass, he's got moxie. That they love him, man. I was reading the stroke job of Jackson Dart by Steve Serby in the Post this morning. They are in love with this kid. So anyway, they're now favored, and one of the other handicappers was saying, "Hey, bet them on the money line in the first quarter, Lubie. The money line late 230 or something like that to win 100. I could never see myself doing that.
That's a lot.
Under any circumstances in a football game.
Preseason
first the quarter? Patriots have backed out. Yeah, the backed out of this game.
The Giants are trying? Who's trying?
Yes, the Giants are trying because I think they're going to play Russell Wilson to start and Jameis in this game. Oh, in addition to Jackson Dart, who's trying to continue to impress people. So all signs point to the New York Giants. He's got them in the first half, laying 3 and a hook.
Okay.
Money line first quarter, and they're now laying 6.5, a 9.5-point swing in the spread has taken place in a preseason game. So we shall see. But they love this kid. So I'm curious to see him now because I haven't seen him play.
Oh, if he's going to play, look, if he's going to play, that's cool. That'll make watching some of these games worthwhile because he wants to get into that second spot and he wants to be a guy that's considered to start later on in this season. So
I think that sounded like from the tone of this article, you would assume that like 4 games into the year, if the Giants are 1-3, Jackson Dart will be their starting quarterback.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So that makes it that those are the games where in the preseason it's worth watching and it feels like football. I just don't know how much of that this weekend we're going to get. Like I'm really curious what teams are going to do with this game 3 after we saw most teams not playing anyone in game 2.
The Patriots are playing nobody tonight.
No. I mean, I don't know why they would.
They're going to the cemetery to dig up Gino Cappelletti.
They're a young team. They should play. That's so weird. Like that's the thing with the Jags not playing Hunter last year. It's like,
but the Giants, they're on the ropes. The whole staff is on the ropes.
I get that. Good for them. But the pay. So is that what it is? Vrabel's safe because it's your.
They want to be ready to have a tough sled.
Dolphins week 2.
First few games, and so. Yeah, I mean, if they start out 0-4, that changes everything. And in all likelihood, I mean, these contracts are on perforated paper that is 1 inch from the shredder in Mara's office right now. So, yeah, I mean, they're supposedly gearing up to at least start the season well. We'll see. So that you probably should just play the Patriots. And the Steelers and the Panthers are also in action tonight. So a lot of activity, right? Will you watch any Red Sox Yankees tonight if you get the opportunity?
Probably not, especially since there's
I don't
NFL.
know if that game will be. Wouldn't that be on the MLB Network? Wouldn't that be their big game tonight? I would think so. I got to check that out because I have the TV listings right here. Believe it or not, didn't Sony used to do this? Put the TV listings in there.
It says Fox, but is that local? I don't know. That might be local.
No, I think that's maybe it's a national broadcaster doing.
Yeah, I see 2 games that say Fox, so maybe there's and they start at the exact same time. So maybe
Fox.
There's one area like the Astros, Orioles, probably goes to one part of the country, and the Red Sox, Yankees maybe goes to the other. So maybe you get a national game tonight. I mean, I would keep an eye on it, but with preseason, especially if there's actual possible.
You're going to see Wilson. You're going to see Jameis.
I would watch that,
and you're going to say farewell to Tommy DeVito.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've been playing him too. I mean, he doesn't fit in there.
He's done. I mean, they're only going to carry 3 quarterbacks, so it's sayonara. It really is from. What's that?
They're going to keep Jameis. I thought teams have been interested, so it would make sense they would shop Jameis. So that's interesting.
Could that would make some sense, but looks like Jameis is going to be. Right now, I believe he's still 2 on the depth chart. He might not be.
He won't be. I mean, they're not going to have Dart.
Listen to us, man. Training Camp Chronicles. I was number 2 on the Giants depth chart.
No one cares.
What am I talking about here? NFL football preseason. We're trying to make something significant of it. All right, we will see you guys tomorrow. We'll have the professor with us, so that should be good. I can't believe this week's flown by. Yep. So we'll join you again tomorrow for Mike Lubie Lubitz, Dave Gurggles Gergely. I'm Jeff DeForest. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
Mixed doubles, man. I mean, if you want to end a relationship. It was exciting, though, Louie. Arthur Ashe Stadium was rocking. As I have to give credit because they weren't used to playing with each other, but the Shvee and Casper Ruud rallied to come back and win in their semifinal match. They won like 6 straight points in the third set tiebreaker. They didn't play the third set. They played like a 10-point tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And then when they went to the final, see, now I thought it would be a big advantage if you had a choice. They played the first semifinal, which Swiatek and Ruud were in. And then they had to go off the court while they played the second semifinal. And then the team that won the second semifinal, they actually went off the court and came back. But wouldn't it be a big advantage to have just played as opposed to...
Oh.
Because it wasn't like, the quality of play was solid. I mean, it was exciting. These doubles points, because double points are weird compared to singles points, where you got a lot of action at the net. They go back and forth, and it's just a lot of.
It's usually quick. There's usually not a lot to it because
court. But they were belting the ball. I mean, it wasn't like this was some celebrity thing where they were having a few laughs in between, and there was $1 million to the winning team, which usually the prize money for that's $200,000. So
you'll take it.
Ronnie and Vavasori, who won it last year when it was held in its traditional format. Last year they made $200,000 for the same event that they just made $1 million for, playing far less matches.
Yeah,
and for a lesser period of time. So in the end, good won out.
There you go.
The actual mixed doubles team ended up being the champion.
Oh, nice.
And it did. It brought a lot of eyeballs to it. I would have never watched this. I never would have watched the mixed doubles.
Good for them. I appreciate them trying different things because we know ratings in tennis has sort of wavered the last 15, 20 years from where it used to be.
Although I have to say, some people they might disagree. I think Tennis Channel does a great job.
I'm sure.
And they have a great crew, and even their Talk Fest shows are entertaining and enjoyable. Well-informed crew. They're a very polished bunch of professionals. Very happy to see what has happened with the Tennis Channel. All right, Lubie, thanks so much, and we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the show at 8:00 with the professor. See you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
What the hell was I talking about? 9:10.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done.